The latest effort to end Syrian violence aims to bring together for the first time envoys from President Assad's government and its opponents. Though Washington and Moscow back different sides in the conflict, Secretary of State John Kerry says they're united in getting to a transitional government for Syria.
Russia and the United States share a belief that it is extremely constructive and positive that we are working together cooperatively in an effort to try to implement a peaceful resolution.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says Kerry and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov must move quickly.
We should not lose this momentum generated by Minister Lavrov and Secretary Kerry. There is a high expectation that this meeting should be held as soon as possible.
But President Assad says there's confusion between a political solution and terrorism.
We said from the very beginning that we are prepared to talk with forces inside or outside of Syria. We do not have a problem with that, but on condition that they do not carry weapons. You cannot carry a weapon and enter into dialogue.
President Assad says his opponents are too fragmented to negotiate. U.S. Institute of Peace analyst Steve Heidemann says Damascus is rejecting talks on issues central to the conflict.
Even though they don't want to cause a rift between themselves and the Russians, they're doing everything they can to make sure that these negotiations either do not happen or that they are gamed in such a way that all of Syria's, all of the government's issues are defining the contents of the negotiation.
President Assad says he will not resign, but that remains a core demand of the main opposition group.
That is not a demand that the U.S. supports. It's not a demand that the European Union supports. But if the coalition sticks to it, it's hard to see that this negotiation framework can ever really get off the ground.
Syria's main opposition group is not meeting with Kerry on this trip to the region and has not committed to joining peace talks. Opposition Chairman George Sabra.
We think that it is still too early to decide whether to attend because it is not clear what this conference is about. Until now, there is no agenda or list of countries attending.
That's another problem, as Russia says Iran should be included in the talks. The United States has in the past opposed Iran's involvement, but says invitations to these talks are still being worked out with the United Nations. Scott Stearns, VOA News at the State Department.